Okay, but I don't know who I need to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why everybody getting their food stamps stolen, and who
Stolen.
the gonna do something about it? Because at this point,
Stolen.
I think it's the government. I think it's the government stealing.
Stolen.
Because why y'all stealing on the same day that they drop? Like, it's just giving sketchy. It's giving weird. It's giving
Stealing.
America is a scam. It's giving. We see why Luigi did what he did to that man that was the CEO of the insurance company. Like, yeah, we did. He did that. He did that, and I'm standing behind him. What's up? Like, because it's ridiculous. Why is people's food stamps card getting straight wiped down on the same day that they drop? Like, it don't make no sense. Y'all is wiping down. But try to understand that y'all are taking from people's family. Like, people got kids. Who the got time to wait another month to get food stamps to put food in their house to feed their children? Like, it just ain't adding up. And it's just weird because why you can't call the EBT card no more? You can't even call these folks no more. You got to go through an app. It's not adding up, and I feel so sorry for the people that.
Okay, so let's address a few things from her diatribe. Okay, let's address a few things from her diatribe. Okay, stealing implies unlawful taking without authority. Okay, in order to steal a thing from someone, that someone would have to own the thing. Okay, food stamp and EBT recipients don't own the resources. The resources are owned by the taxpayers. We understand. So nothing's being stolen. Okay, nothing's being stolen. There may be reductions, there may be cutbacks, there may be temporary shutoffs, but spending reductions are policy decisions, not theft. Okay, it's number one. Number two, taxpayer funds are conditional. They are not in any way guaranteed transfers, and especially not guaranteed transfers to a prepaid individual account. That's not how it works. People have it so confused, and people have it confused because people do not understand money. People have it so confused, and people do not understand money whatsoever. They have no understanding of basic economics. None. Zero. It's priorities and fiscal conditions. The resources are conditional. They are given, distributed based on fiscal, FISCAL conditions. Fiscal conditions. That's number two. And in number three, the third point that I believe most people who receive food stamps and EBT, and for people who don't, for people who often criticize the need to correct the system, right? What people need to understand is that personal hardship doesn't redefine theft, right? Personal hardship or personal circumstance doesn't redefine theft. So just because you hit a hard time, or because you have X amount of children, or you lost this job or that job, or you were laid off here, or you had wages garnished, that doesn't redefine theft, right? Theft is theft regardless of the circumstance. Theft is theft. A policy change or a spending reduction can cause hardship without it being theft, right? Right? And especially in this emotional elitist society we live in, right? Emotional impact doesn't alter or redefine what stealing is. It just doesn't. So we really need to check ourselves, check our emotionality, and check how we understand policy and economics. We'll let her finish.
Really be in need, and that depend on their food stamps to feed their children and keep food in their house. Like, you just don't understand. Some people, you feel me, you ain't supposed to do it, but some people get their food stamps to pay their bills. Like, get like that for real in the black community. I don't understand. Like, I just like,
not just the black community. African Americans are not the only people on food stamps. Let's continue.
Don't like the government got to be doing this, or it's the people that's working for the government. Because why y'all know when people food stamps is dropping? And why do y'all know to wipe them down?
Of course they know when the money's being distributed. Of course they know when the resources are being dispersed. What do you mean, how do they know? Of course they know. The money's tracked. The money is budgeted. Of course they know when the money is supposed to be loaded. Of course they know.
Now for every penny. It's just not making sense. It's not adding up. And somebody need to do something about it. Like, y'all need to do something about it. Y'all need to do something about it. It ain't no way y'all telling me, like, oh, yeah, people getting wiped down. I'm talking about all across the United States, transactions from all the way in San Francisco. Who the stay in San Francisco and I'm in Clay County, Georgia. Y'all, they wiped my sister food stamp card down. The whole goddamn ban on that gone on the same day they dropped. And then my homegirl text me today like, my EBT card got swiped. Mind you, she know nothing about my sister getting swiped a couple days ago. I didn't say nothing about it. Y'all is getting these people that's trying to feed that children, and I don't like that.
Accountability runs in both directions. As it pertains to food stamp, EBT, rent vouchers, there's accountability in both directions. Remember, fiscal conditions. It's conditional. The resources are conditional, and the resources don't belong to the recipients. The resources belong to the taxpayers. And as long as people refuse to understand this, they're going to continue to be pissed off and frustrated and have reactions like this.
So I just find it odd that we're not allowed to feed animals in national parks because then they might stop foraging for food and just become dependent upon people's handouts. Maybe that's the problem with food stamps. You know what I mean? Now they're not even looking for a job because they don't have to work, because they don't need to work to feed their family. Everybody else will do it for them.
So am I hearing this correctly?
Okay.
Now that the government is officially back open, now the Trump administration is now requiring that everyone that's on SNAP benefits must reapply.
Correct.
Let's talk about that.
Go.
So it's been reported that one of the reasons why, really the main reason why they're making everyone to reapply for their SNAP benefits, because it's been a lot of fraudulent activity going on.
Correct.
Such as people are using their family members' information, especially ones that are deceased.
Finesse.
People are not updating their information.
Finesse.
They said the states are not reporting it back to the government, something like that. I know the list goes on, but really it's because they want to cut down a lot of fraudulent activity. But at the same time, I'm not surprised it's even happening. This is what people have been doing for years.
Yup.
Now, I already know there's going to be a bunch of mess. It's going to cause the food stamp office to be overwhelmed because a lot of applications they will have to reprocess.
Tough. Do your job.
Especially, there are going to be people, I know they're going to be upset about that, especially the ones that don't even deserve to be on SNAP benefits. They're actually being investigated for that. There are people actually getting more SNAP benefits than they're supposed to get. And you also got people that's supposed to be on SNAP benefits not getting enough money that they're supposed to in order to feed their household.
There are people suffering. There's people who actually need it who are suffering. And there's people who are abusing it. There needs to be restraint. Fiscal restraint is not exploitation. It's stewardship. Because when people have limited resources, they budget properly. They don't buy the food that they don't need. They don't buy the food that contributes to an unhealthy lifestyle. So fiscal restraint is not exploitation. It's not abuse. It's proper stewardship. People don't understand that because people have proven when they have excess, they're irresponsible and they get fat and they get lazy and they finesse. There needs to be fiscal restraint. Let's continue.
Now, I'm actually glad they're actually doing this, putting a stop to this, because there are people that's actually on food stamps, SNAP benefits, whatever you want to call it, should not even be on it.
Correct.
As well. Especially ones that's on there long period they supposed to. Especially they need to start actually giving it to the people that deserve to actually be on it, like our senior citizens.
Not deserve. People who need. I cannot stand the word deserve because it is born out of an entitled mindset. Deserve should not be in anyone's vocabulary.
and our veterans, disability people. I'm talking about the ones that can't take care of themselves. I know a lot of people actually doing this supposedly for their kids. They're really abusing the system. But I'm glad they're actually putting a stop to all of that.
Yep.
But then again, I'm thinking to myself, this probably their way of saying they're actually using this system to cut back costs. They don't want to say budget cuts, so that could actually be another thing they're actually doing right now. But I don't know. But I'm glad they're actually doing more investigation on that for them to actually get everybody to reapply.
Good.
A lot of people don't agree about that, but at the end of the day,
Tough. You don't have to agree. You can comply or get off of it. You don't have to agree. And again, physical restraint is not exploitation. It's not abuse. The system must be corrected. It's people who actually need these resources and who, when they get the resources, will actually use them properly, as opposed to these legacy recipients who've been laying around for generations and decades and not doing anything. People who would actually take the resources and improve themselves and become a major contributor to society. Those are the people that need it. Those are the people that the taxpayers don't mind supporting, because they're going to come out and make things happen. They're going to get on the system and then get off of it at the appropriate time and open an available slot for someone who actually needs it. Those are the people who need the resources. Those are the people who should be supported by taxpayer funds. That is it for me today. I'll catch you on in the next video.